Hey guys, welcome back. How are you? I hope you are good and doing well. So, in the last lecture, we finished our third assignment and we completed all of the tasks in the third assignment. So, the last task that we did in the last lecture or that we finished in the last lecture is display only active jobs on the public view and search results. Okay, so we divided this into two lectures. Okay, where first we added the active jobs and then we added the rain check form for it. Okay, so now in this lecture I will show you that how to review the pull request. Or for example, let's say you done some work or somebody else done some work and he has asked you to review his code or to review his PR. Okay, then how you will perform the pull request review on his or her PRs. Okay, so in this lecture we will see that. So first you can go to the request review. Okay, and as a developer, what should be your first practice? That, for example, if you are working in a team where multiple collaborators are there on a project, okay, for example, it might be possible nowadays, like since on a team, multiple people across the world are working on the same project. Okay, for example, let's say on this project you are working from India, somebody else is working from other part of the India, and somebody else is working from different country of the world. Okay, so let's say all people are remotely connected and they are doing their own work and own tasks. Okay, and they are asking for reviews for multiple people. Okay, so what should be your approach first to perform the code reviews? Okay, so first, when you should come here to pull requests. Okay, and I'm just showing it to you through the GitHub. Okay, so first you should come to the pull request, and here you can see that how many open pull requests are there. Okay, so you should not provide review on all the open pull requests. Okay, what you need to do, you just need to click on this reviews button. You can see that this is the drop down. Okay, and in pull reviews, first you need to check reviewed by you, or sorry, awaiting review from you. Okay, so this is the thing that you need to do. When you click on this awaiting review from you, if there is any pull request, if there is any pull request, then you have to perform review on that PR, otherwise you can skip that. Okay, and how you can see that if there is any pull request review from you or not? So you can see that this is the pull request, and you can see reviewers. So all the reviewers are blank. Okay, why? Because only I am performing task on this. Okay, so first you need, and if you are creating the pull request, then first you need to assign it to yourself. So you can do it from here. Okay, and you will see a message that that user self assigned this now. Okay, since I'm the only user here, so I what I need to do, that I just need to go to the PR, open it. Okay, and then I will show you that how we should perform the pull request. Okay, so first come to the specific PR where you need to come. Okay, and then here you can see that files changed. Okay, it will show you that how many files has been changed or added or deleted or modified in this particular PR. Okay, and these are the commits. So you can see that this is the commit, these are the checks here. Okay, and these are the files that changed during this PR. Okay, now let's see, go through all the files. So first you can see that these are the directories where the files has been changed. So first file is the jobs controller. So here how we should review, so you can review the code by going through line by line. Okay, and now you can comment based upon two scenarios. Either you know the business logic of the product or project. Okay, and you have some idea about the code, that what somebody else code is doing or how it should incorporate with the existing code base. Or you, if you do not have the business idea too much about the project or product, you can simply go through the files that has been changed or the lines that has been changed or modified, added or deleted, and then based upon your coding experience, you can see that this syntax is not prepared, so not well or not correct, so you need to prepare it better, or you need to write something in that way or this way. Okay, so here you can see what issues we can find here. So you can see def index if params type dot present. Okay, so you can see that this line, this code is showing in the white part, that means there is no change in this part, and this is the red part. Okay, or this line is showing in the red color, so that means this line has been removed, and this green line mentioned that this line has been added in this PR. Okay, so whenever you see these rates, that means that particular part, snippet or keyword or whatever it is, has been removed from the existing code base, and this green part shows that this has been added new to the file. Okay, now you can see that what we removed, jobs equal to job dot includes company dot send params type jobs id, and what we are doing now, that we added at the rate q equal to job dot includes dot send param type job id and active jobs dot ransack params q. Okay, and here you can see that in the job model we added these three scope, which is showing scope, active jobs, and where status is active. So we tested the application. We just loaded all the jobs. We searched through the range check form across the application with remote jobs and different job locations and different job types and through companies and through titles. So all are working fine. Okay, but you need to consider one thing, that if everything is working fine, it doesn't mean that it is perfect and there is no need of improvement. Okay, because if even though things are working fine, there is always a need of improvement, or there is always a scope of improvement. Sorry, it's sometimes not needed, but there is always a scope of improvement. Okay, now let's see what we can improve here. So here you can see what we are doing, that we are repeating this job dot include company in both the cases. Okay, so rather what we can ask that what whoever has made these changes, so what we can ask that use include in the active jobs scope. Okay, or the job type scope or the job status scope. Okay, so what we can do here, you just need to see that where you want to provide the comment. So here we want to provide the comment only on this single line. So what we can say here, that you need to provide, or you need to use, and then use this, you need to use includes company in the job status scopes. Okay, and then what we can do, that add a single comment. So here you can see you need to use includes company in the job status scope. Okay, why? Because this is not making our scope much flexible, even though it is working fine, but it is not making our scope very flexible and meeting to the standards. Okay, why? Because we are just using the where active status is where status is active for the active jobs and status is inactive and draft for the inactive jobs and draft jobs respectively. Okay, but what we can do, we can simply use this eager loading in the scope itself, so that we do not have to mention it in the controller. Okay, so this is the one way that you need to provide your comment, or you need to review in the PR. Okay, so this is the first way, or this is the basic way, and depending upon the changes you can ask different things. Now, somebody can write this comment like you need to use eager loading in the job status scope or in the job scopes. Okay, but that is not the clear, because in the model you can see that we have two other scopes as well, that is remote jobs and on-site jobs. Okay, so where job location, remote, on-site, and so on. Okay, so we do not need to use the include status here. Why? Because we are using this send types job id within the controller, so we can call it after the active jobs or inactive jobs or the draft jobs. Okay, so first you can provide this comment here. Okay, and then if you have to provide comments on the multiple line, okay, for example, here we use you need to use includes company in the job status. So what we can do, we can select all these multiple lines like this. Okay, and then we can provide a comment that here you need to either load the company association. Okay, and then you can made your comment, add a single comment here. So now whoever has created the PR can see that you are asking about these three lines. Okay, and then you can keep continuing, and you can see that self dot range checkable attributes auth object nil and so on. Okay, so now you can let's say for example, this is, however, this is fine. I mean, this is the array of attributes of the job model. This is fine. But let's say, for example, few users support a different type of syntax for this displaying the array. For example, let me show you through the Rails console. So let's open the Rails console here, and let's say somebody else is accepting it like name and created it. Okay, so if you print name, it will show you something like, sorry, era, you will see something like that. Okay, and somebody might prefer like, let's say percent w and then name created it. So both are returning the same thing. Okay, but depends upon the preference of the developer, because let's say if I prefer this percent w syntax, I can ask you to change request here. Okay, or if I do not, if this is it seems okay to me, then I can just let it go. Okay, so it depends upon the developer preferences, and that is all we face in the QPR reviews. Okay, or whenever we create the pull request for you, we can all face these kind of things. Okay, for example, let's say I want to prefer the percent w syntax. So what I will do that can you please define this array as percent w syntax. Okay, so you can make a single comment about that as well. Okay, so this is the thing that you can provide, or this is the comment that you can provide on such PRs. Okay, now you can again scroll through the files, and now we are in the index.html.trb, and here you can see. So these green section is showing that this is the thing that we updated in the form. So if you can go through this, and you can see about this thing, like if everything is fine, seems fine to you, you can just let it go. Otherwise you can ask change request for any of the places in the same vision that we do here. Okay, for example, if you want to do it multiple lines, just select multiple lines and provide the comment. If you want to do it for single lines, select the lines where you want to include the comment. Okay, so this is fine to me, so I don't want to provide any more comment. Now what I can do, just click on the review changes drop down. Okay, and here you can see request changes. So I cannot do this. Why? Because pull request author cannot request change on their own pull request. Okay, and approve pull request authors can't approve their own pull request. Okay, but if it's the PR created by somebody else, then I can provide comment or approval there. Okay, so right now I can only show the comments. Okay, so for example, let's say I just provided this comment. You need to leave a comment indicating the requested changes. Okay, so let's provide a comment here. Please fix these changes. Okay, and then submit the review. Okay, so I added the comment here. Okay, and you can see that at what lines I made this. So here you can see, can you please define this array as percent w syntax, and they here you need to evaluate the company association, and you need to use include company in the job status scopes. Okay, so this is what we need to do. Okay, and you can see then rest of the things, the last comment is showing here. Okay, so now once you receive the review on your PR, then you have to go through all the commits, or all the comments, sorry, all the comments that you received on the PR. So here you can see you need to use includes company as in the job status scope. So let's go to the sublime, and what we will do, that here you can see right now active jobs, inactive jobs, and draft jobs are only showing the where status as active. So what we will do, from the jobs controller, we will copy this include company. Okay, and cut this. So just first copy this, and then cut this from here. Okay, save it, and then what we need to do, in the job model here, we need to paste it. Okay, so include company dot where status active, includes company dot where status inactive, and include company dot where status as draft. Okay, so this has been done now, and now let's go to the other comment what it is showing. So we fixed that. Okay, and then active jobs, inactive jobs, draft jobs. Okay, so since we fixed the state scopes comment here, we need to make changes into the controller as well, right? And we cannot directly use the send job types and send active jobs here. What we need to do, that we need to call this send method after the active jobs. So just cut this from here and here. After the active jobs, you need to call this send. Okay, why? Because in the Param's job type scope, I mean in the remote jobs or on-site, we are only loading the job based upon its location, whether it is remote or on-site. Okay, and if we do this before the active jobs, we might get n plus 1 query because it is not including the company in this scenario. Okay, so this is the change that we need to make. And then let's go to the other comment, since we both fixed that. And the next go to the other comments, that is, can you please define this array is percent w syntax. Okay, if you are willing to make this change based upon the PR, and you are agree that the reviewer has asked the correct question or asked the valid changes, then you can make it into the code. Otherwise, you can simply ask a question here into the PR itself. Like for example, let's say I am happy with this kind of thing. Okay, because there is no performance improvement and there is no standards that are affecting if I'm using this way. So what I can say, that this seems fine to me. Can you please let me know any reason so that I need to make such change. As far as I know, both are the fine ways. Define array. So both are the fine ways to define array, and you can provide your comment. Okay, so this is how you can work with the PRs. Okay, so what we see in this lecture, that how we should see that do we have any pull request to review. So again, let me show you that. Go to the pull requests, and into the reviewers drop down, you need to find that awaiting review from you. Click on that. If there is any PR which is awaiting your review, you can see it here. Okay, if it is no, if there is no PRs awaiting review from you, you do not have to do anything. And then again, go to the pull request, and if you find that any PR awaiting for your review, click on the PR, go to the file changes. Okay, and review all the files, provide your comment if necessary. Okay, and if it seems fine, then you can let it go. Okay, and after providing all the comments through the files, what you can do, you can click on this review changes drop down, and here you will see three different options. First is comment, like you are not sure that whether this change is requested or not, or whether the changes made by other developer is fine or not. Okay, so you can, let's say if you are in doubt or in confusion, you can simply provide a comment, like I'm curious about this, why, what is that, or I'm not sure why you did this, so let me know. So you can provide such comments. If you are okay with the changes, you can simply approve the pull request. And if you are not okay with the changes, then request the changes, select it. Okay, here you cannot see this option because I am the author of the PR and I am reviewing it as well. Okay, but I'm just showing you that how you should review the PR if you get any request for the review. Okay, and then you need to click on the submit PR. Okay, and then in the conversation, you can see, like in the conversations, once it is done, you can resolve the conversation, that it is resolved. Okay, and this is also be resolved, so you can also click the resolve conversation here. And then you can see, since we, I'm not sure about like why the other developer has asked this syntax especially, because this is fine to me and there is no performance significant difference in the performance as well, because that is just the way of defining array, and it depends upon the practice that you carry throughout your development files and so on. So you can ask this question, like I asked here, that this seems fine to me. Can you please let me know any specific reason so that I need to make such changes? As far as I know, both are the fine ways to define the array. Okay, so you can do that. And at the last, if all done, you can rebase and merge. Okay, but I'm seeing this option rebase and merge only because I am the reviewer and I am the author. Okay, but if somebody request the changes on your PR, then you will not be able to merge and rebase your branch with the base branch. Why? Because first you need to address the changes requested. Okay, then only you can merge your branch to the base branch. Okay, so this is how we can review the PR, and this was the only objective of this lecture. Okay, so now since you make the changes, now what we need to do, just see that all the changes you have made are working fine or not. So let me start the real server. Okay, just to see that whether removing this includes working fine. So if you go to the terminal, it is working fine. It is not there is no n plus 1 query possibility. And let's try to search as well. Let's try to search by location remote, and when you click on the search, you will see some remote jobs, and even in the search result you will not see any n plus 1. So okay, so it is doing the properly eager loading, and we are getting the perfect results. Okay, so now what we can do, since we made our changes, so we can simply get status and then add the app files for whatever the files you made changes. So git add app, and then what should be your next commit, that let's say git commit minus m worked on cr comments or pr comments, like, or you can make it like worked on pull request comments, worked on code review comments, or whatever the meaningful message that you can provide in your commit message. Okay, so I am providing here worked on cr comments. Okay, save it, and then git push origin feature display active jobs to inactive jobs, and go to the sublime, copy your token, push this, and now go to the branch. Okay, you can see there is a latest commit by me. So you can see whenever you will push any changes after the review, you will see something like that, new changes since you last reviewed. Okay, and now this is fine to me. So what I can do, rebase and merge, confirm rebase and merge. Okay, so I merged this, the pull request has been closed, it is merged now, and you can see that right now I do not have any open pull request. Okay, and since I merged this into the base branch, what I need to do now, git checkout main, and then git pull origin main. Okay, so whatever the changes I made, now I can see into the main branch as well, I mean at the master branch. Okay, so when you come to this in the job model, you can see that we are able to see the changes on the master branch. Okay, so this is how you can work with the pull request. You can review the pull request, you can question on the pull request, you can comment on the pull request, and you can request changes on the pull request. And if the changes are asked on your request, your pull request, then you can perform the changes in your uh, local development environment. Okay, so I hope you like this and you got the better idea like how we can review the pull request. Okay, so just follow this lecture. Okay, so we did not do any feature implementation or any task, but I'm sure this lecture is very helpful for you and will be very helpful for you, and this is very important lecture for all of you. Okay, so thanks for watching this, and we will meet into the next lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care, and stay safe.